Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Board YouTube channel. It's time for your pick and roll live stream here on Thursday, April 17th for the Friday, April 18th play-in tournament games. We'll also do a little bit of a brief coverage on the weekend games ahead. It's our final show of the week. So we're focusing in on those two play-in tournament games where it is win and in the playoffs, lose and go home. But we'll touch briefly on those playoff games on the weekend. And hey, you can send in some questions as well and send in your bets to react to from those games also. But let's get started here. Drop a like if you do enjoy along the way, get some value out of the show. Make sure you're subscribed as well for more content like this, especially if you've been tailing the picks and winning to start off the NBA play-in tournament. We had 2 picks on the previous show that we did, and we had 2 winners. We had Santi Aldama over 18.5 PRA. He finishes with 24. We had Patrick Williams under 13.5 PRA. He finishes with 2. Patrick Williams, yes.
What does he do?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing. That's it. People are catching on to it now, and we'll profit on that. Unfortunately, we don't have a chance with him, but hey, that's it.
Yep.
Nice start here. 2-0. Let's keep things moving and get into today's show. So 2 games, as I said. We'll start off with the Eastern Conference game, which is the earlier one. A couple really disappointing performances from both of these teams here to get into this position where they have to win or go home. It's Miami +1 on the road at Atlanta. And Pips, you've got a pick for this game.
Yep. We are going to bet Bam Adebayo under 34.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Think this is very inflated. Don't see the reason for it to be up here. We can look at the entire overall. This I think is best priced on FanDuel. Yeah, there are -110s. FanDuel is -114. So
Well, FanDuel's 34.5 though. Yeah, so FanDuel's got a higher number. Best price 34.5 on FanDuel.
Yeah, then it's the best. Yeah.
But it seems like you're okay with 33.5 if you have to play that.
Let me just see. Maybe I'm actually not okay. Let me see. 20. I didn't even realize that the only price is on FanDuel. That's usual. That's weird. That's usually not the thing. I mean, most of people should have FanDuel. This should be still up. And yeah, sometimes we go.
So it's -118 on FanDuel. That's
yeah, we are going to bet FanDuel under 34.5 for him. I'm trying to see what's the bet if you don't have this. Well, I will say half a unit on 33.5 -110. That's it.
Okay. Yeah.
So on Bam. On the season, I'll just set the like when he's playing between 32 and 42 minutes under this line in 65% of the games, averaging 31.9. But so many players were out and in and out during the season. So let's look at the games with Hero playing, Jimmy Butler out, Andrew Wiggins playing. In those kind of games, he is under this line in 12 out of 15 games. And 3 of these games were against the Hawks. He had 20, 32, and 26 points, rebounds, and assists. No Jimmy, with Hero, with Wiggins, averaging 26 points, rebounds, and assists on 37 minutes average. Not even... he came close here, shooting 9 from 12. He came close to covering, but averaging 26, way below this line. Now the Hawks defense will be even better. The pace will be slower. I just don't see it. On points, he didn't even cover points in not a single game. Not a single game where he covered assists. And he covered rebounds only in the last game, having 10 rebounds and 10 rebounding chances. That's also probably not going to happen again. Yeah, just think this number should be at, like, when you look at the season, not just head to head. This is with Hero, with Wiggins, without Butler, on 36 minutes average. He's averaging 29.4 points, rebounds, and assists. And 2 covers, like the cover was against the Hornets. like the worst defense out of all. Maybe if it like do this like 30 plus minutes, we get more. Like doesn't change much. So I think this should be 32.5 overall. So I'm taking the bigger edge on FanDuel. Obviously, 33.5 is fine for minus 110 half a unit. But the most important is head to head. Like 3 games in a regular season against Hawks. So much worse defense, much higher pace, still didn't cover. So yeah, I'm just betting on. And also, Okongwu is not an easy matchup for Bam Adebayo. Like that's one of the, like he can move the same way Bam Adebayo can move. And Bam Adebayo scores the most bigs because he is quicker than them. And that's not the case against Okongwu.
Yep, and that 34.5 minus 118 for the under PRA for Bam Adebayo is still up on FanDuel right now, so you can still grab that price for the first official play of the day. Another one coming a little bit later on in the show, but we did get that pick at our presenting sponsor, the FanDuel Sportsbook, who's keeping it going into the NBA play-in tournament as well, because the play-in tournament gives some teams one last shot at making the playoffs, but FanDuel is giving all new customers a shot at $250 in bonus bets. Join FanDuel today. You'll get started with $250 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. From three-pointers to steals to assists, FanDuel has so many ways to bet your favorite player props. Plus, after the game tips off, you can even combine live prop bets into same-game parlays for a chance to win big. Just visit FanDuel.com/board to get in on all the NBA play-in tournament action. That's FanDuel.com/board for your shot at $250 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. But must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino or 18 plus and present in DC. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit FanDuel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelpline.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. We had the Eastern Conference play-in tournament game there, but let's go to the Western Conference. And for both teams, it'd be pretty disastrous to lose this game. Dallas, obviously, after making the Luka Doncic trade, but at least like there is the solace that they had the injury issues, which made it a bit more difficult. Nonetheless, still not a very good look because, Luka Doncic was on the team. They probably wouldn't be in this spot. But Memphis, wow, they made a very bold decision late in the season to fire Taylor Jenkins as head coach. Not that we necessarily completely disagreed with replacing Jenkins. We disagreed very much with the timing of that. And now they're one game away from missing the playoffs altogether. That being said, they are 6.5-point favorites here. Who do you think is going to come through in this game?
I think Mavericks are covering.
That team
last
is huge,
game against,
man.
yeah. I said last night when they play Kings, I didn't say they will cover. I said they will win, and they blown them out. For some teams, Dallas will be a huge challenge on scoring wise. Like, how do you score on this team? Like, we can make fun of the Nico, and obviously terrible trade, no question about it. But can you imagine this team with Kyrie now? Like, such a great defense with Kyrie. There will be problems in playing, in playoffs overall. Did they lose the trade? Absolutely, no question about it. But this team is tough to score on. I remember watching that Lakers game. They kind of let Luka score almost. Like they were giving him suddenly single coverage. It was like they decided to give Luka his game.
Annoying.
But but other stuff, they are swarming. Their defense is absolutely amazing. Like the AD and Derek Lively inside. Good luck. And then Najee Marshall and PJ Washington on the wings. Also, huge size, huge, long, athletic guys that can move. Like, this will be a very interesting battle. And if I'm sure for one guy to have minutes in this one, that should be definitely Zach Edey. I don't know how they even can play without him in this one. But the bet is not coming. I think the line is well adjusted. We now have 12.5 juiced line on over rebounds. So, yeah, Can't do much with that stuff, but I think I can do something
Okay.
with PJ Washington. Think we are okay with betting his over on 15.5 points.
Yeah, 15.5 points. I'm seeing minus 118
Well, let
on
me just
FanDuel.
see. Let me just see. Maybe even. Let me just see, guys. Wait a second. I need to see his rebounding with AD. Not kind of there. Like points and rebounds, 21 points. Yeah. So we'll do the points. We'll do the points. Just from what I've seen last night against the Kings, he is second scoring option on this team. Had second highest usage after AD, and yeah, to think this is a game where he thrives. Like Memphis, obviously a great matchup for him. He played twice against Memphis this season, scored 18 and 17 points. Usage, kind of two different kind of usage. First game 15% usage, second game 30% usage. Second game obviously no Doncic and Kyrie. Think his second scoring option here, and the total is at 220. Think it's actually going over this. He played last night 37 minutes. They put Christie and Dinwiddie out of rotation. Almost Christie played like 12 minutes. Dinwiddie was out of rotation. A bunch of guys like Najee Marshall, like Derek Lively, Gafford, Dante Exum, and Kyle Martin, all low usage guys. So realistically, it's Clay, it's AD, and it's PJ Washington on the offensive side. So just to show you something, I won't bet it, but let's look at Klay Thompson similar players. Like Klay Thompson against Grizzlies are under in 14 out of 15 games. Malik Beasley, Buddy Hield, Isaiah Joe, Jordan Hawkins, Klay Thompson himself, Isaiah Joe, Grady Dick, Grimes, Hield, under in 14 out of the last 15, while Memphis allows a ton of threes, a ton of above the break threes, a ton of spot up, and these are guys that score in transition in spot up. So that means they are defensive scheming for stopping players like movement shooters. They are glued to them, and yeah, I think that was kind of obvious in a game, in the last game when Hill didn't get any shots up. So if Clay as a second scoring option is going to be contained, if they will put bodies on AD, I think that's the openings that will open up stuff for PJ Washington. Last game, playing game, he had usage 24%. Let's just do like when he has like at least 16% usage. Let's do 18, like just to be like a bit conservative, just to show like how the win rate goes. And when he's playing 30 plus minutes, just a second, he's hit this in 74% of the games, averaging 19.7. That's like on the conservative side, like yeah. So even also he played 37 in a blowout, so we could see maybe 40 minutes tonight from him. When we do like 34 minutes, he hit this in 80% of the games. Didn't hit in the games where he shot 30% from the floor. So on average usage, 32 plus minutes in a matchup where he is second scoring option, and the matchup is actually good. Like he scored most of his points in transition, free throws, spot up. Memphis allows all three of these, a ton of these. As I said already, he had success against them in both games this season.
So there's our second official play. PJ Washington over 15.5 points, minus 118. Also still available. I believe both of these plays from today still available, so no issues getting these today. So we can keep moving now into the Saturday. We don't need to go in depth on these games here, but there is one game in particular that Pips wanted to mention. Before that, I kind of just want like quick thoughts on the series. Pacers, Bucks. You think the Bucks are able to do this, or you think this is a Pacers series?
I mean, Pacers are a better team, no questions about it. Bucks are kind of short-handed, but the best player on the you can't like rule out when the best player by far is on the one team, and that's Giannis. And we'll see what's Giannis build like for this series. Like this is a huge series for him. Like they are huge underdogs, like minus 220 on Pacers. So just think, like who is the second best player on his team? Like is it offensive player? Let's say is it like
probably should be Kyle Kuzma, but maybe it isn't.
Maybe Bobby Portis.
Yeah, it's Bobby Portis. Yeah.
Yeah, and then third is probably Kevin Porter Jr., which is hilarious. Yeah.
I still think it's Kuzma over KPJ.
So I'll read some numbers, which is probably like small sample size, and definitely is. And as a Houston Rockets fan, I have my fair share of opinions on KPJ. But listen this up. So post All-Star numbers, 28 games for Bucks since he traded to Bucks. He averaged 12, 4, and 4. So 12, 4, and 4 on 50, 40, 90 shooting from the 50, 40, 90, 12, 4, and 4. Okay. That's in 20 minutes. If you do this per 36 minutes, you get 27 and 7 on 50, 40, 90. That's unbelievable.
That's pretty good.
So I don't think that's sustainable for him because he never was that guy. But with Giannis creating so much space for him, maybe he is. So we'll see. Maybe like he averaging those numbers on 62% true shooting. That's unbelievable. So we'll see. I this is like real test now. Like they are playing the big team. It's a playoff game, and let's see if Kevin Porter Jr. can provide something.
Well, let's head over to the East. We've got the Knicks and Pistons. Knicks minus 420, Pistons plus 330. We'll go to the game in a sec, but the series here, this is a peculiar price to me. What do you think?
What's the total for series? I'm going that way.
I'm going probably 5 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 2.5. But like heavy juice to the over.
But what's the total? Like 5.5. What's the price on this? Like total games in the series.
This basic. Oh, okay.
Maybe a bit different. Maybe a
5.5 minus 138 to the over.
Yeah, I'm really confident with that one. I think.
The series.
Yeah, if there is any better price than this, like if it's minus 125, that should be all pretty easy. You can check it in the background while I can just do the bet for this one, but we can return then. I just think this could be one of the best out of all series. I think this is the one I disagree most with.
Yeah, me too.
I think Pistons definitely can win 2 games, and definitely can even win 3 games, and then in the 7th game, which is like it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So, in game 7, everyone has the fair chance. But yeah, man, like I don't trust defense with Brunson and Towns involved. Towns get into huge foul trouble, then Mitchell Robinson one leg playing minutes. Cade is maybe at this point the best player in the series, which is definitely like Brunson is coming back from the injury. Towns is Towns in big games. Cade is playing up of his mind last 2 months. Yeah. I think it's Brunson still, but coming back from the injury and not putting up enough games. Maybe it's slightly favor in Cade. Then Malik Beasley being hot chocolate, like he either gets hot and wins you the game, or he is like 2 from 16 when we bet him. Yeah. So I do like over. I don't know if you pulled any numbers for other.
Yeah. Minus 130 is something. If you want to play a series bet for the show, minus 130. I'm seeing there is minus 125 out there as well.
So I want to bet it, but I don't know if we can make any minus 125 official bets on the show. But if
Let me
not,
see.
it's minus 130 sounds good. I want to be on this side. I want to cheer for Pistons, and I think this is also a value bet.
Okay.
It's both check marks. Like, do I want it to win? Yes. Do I think it'll win more often than not? Yes.
Yeah, minus 130 we'll have to do, but shop around.
Sounds good.
To our
Sounds good.
chatter, to everyone here, shop around
I
and get
think-
the minus 25 if you can.
I think the chat will agree with this one as well. I think people think this is. I think
Yeah, I was
Although-
pretty surprised to see the price of this series, and I think this is a better, maybe probably a better way to bet on the Pistons here. Essentially, if that makes sense.
Yeah. There are no. I don't think there is a way where Pistons win in 5. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd have to win 2 away games. Yeah, that I don't think so either.
yeah. So this is 7-game series probably, but 6 makes sense. So yeah.
Okay. Yep. So we'll add that. To
And
the show for
also-
today.
Record for Knicks against the good teams is horrible.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest part of it. Like they
Yeah,
didn't beat
agreed.
anyone who is like serious team.
But on game 1 in particular, you also were looking at something here, right?
Yep. We are going to have our third bet, and it's Carl Anthony Towns over 25.5 points and assists. It's widely available under this line. Prices are all over the place. Best to get is minus 105. I think it's widely available book. Some other book has minus 110. Think we are good with this.
Yeah, minus 105 is good here.
So it's Pistons 2.5 games, and we just spoke like 3 minutes about how it's not Pistons 2 plus 2.5 games.
It is over 5.5 games in this series. I did not put in the chat. Apologies, but that's the bet. I'll put it in the chat. Make double sure.
Yeah. So on the Towns side, first off, without anything, let's go to the head-to-head games. All 3 games against the Pistons this season, he covered this. He had 28, 29, 30 points and assists. Funny thing, 2 of these games were 30 points blowout. Were huge blowouts. So first game of the season, 30 points blowout. He had 21 points and 7 assists. Second game, close game, he had 26 and 3. Third game, late into the season, he only played 29 minutes, had 30 points and assists, averaging 29 in only 33 minutes. He will play 40 minutes in a playoff game. That's it. First, let's go to the assist one. Even it's a smaller part of this. Averaging 5 assists, averaging 8 potential assists in 3 games against the Pistons, while he averaged 4.8 on the season, almost double the potential assist against the Pistons. And here is the most interesting part. Similar types of bigs to Karl Anthony Towns hit the over against Pistons, specifically against Pistons, in 12 out of 14 games, averaging 43% more than closing lines. Mobley, Adebayo, Embiid, Mobley, AD, players similar to Towns when it comes to assists, zones, number of assists, and so etc. etc. So they hit in 12 out of 14, even though Pistons allowed 4th least assist in the regular season. So yeah, the assist one look great. We'll go now to the points part. Similar players hit in 9 out of 14. Towns had a great matchups all over the place. Holmgren cashed, Turner cashed. So basically, they don't defend pick and pops. They put 2 on the ball a ton, and he had plenty of wide open looks. Like on this series, he averaged 2.3 threes. He averaged 5.3 attempts, which is more than season average. They don't double him. They don't double like post-ups. They don't double they just don't help much, and that's the best way for cut downs to score, when teams don't set doubles on him, and when they let you shoot threes in pick and pops. So overall, great matchup. 4 assists, 4 points. Overall, combined together, looks the best. And yeah, that's our third bet.
Yep, there's our third bet. Apparently, it's moved pretty quickly. Minus 110, also out there at some spots. What would be a good alternative for this one as well?
Assist, over 2.5 assists. Think minus 120. As I said, similar types hit in 12 out of 14. But points itself at 22.5 on couple of spots.
Yeah.
Also, so yeah, maybe even points, rebounds, and assists. But you need to get 36.5 for this to be a value bet.
Okay, so just go for assists. 2.5 minus 120. You could go for points at 22.5. You could also go for PRA at 36.5, which is available at some spots.
Yep.
So some pivot options there for Karl-Anthony Towns. Yeah, sorry, that one moved a little bit quickly there. But hopefully some good pivot spots there, and big game for Cat in this one, which makes it 4 official bets on the day. I wanted to ask you before we go to some questions here about the Rockets series, because the Houston Rockets, the 2 seed, pretty sizable underdogs in this one here. Plus one, not sizable, but like the 2 seeds plus 138. Do you agree with the series spread here, or the series pricing here against the Warriors?
I would say the Warriors are our kryptonite. But I think this is a 50-50 series, so I don't think they should be like favorites. Obviously, I'm biased, but I'm worried about one thing, and that's how Butler played last 2 games. Like, he was absolute, like that version
Butler
of
is back.
Yeah, that version of Jimmy combined with Draymond defensive intelligence, and then adding Steph Curry. Oh boy, yeah. I'm still okay with I'm still okay with our chances, but little bit scary, I would say.
Yeah. Do you think the Warriors should be favorites here?
Maybe slightly, not this much though. I think minus 120 plus 110 should be something I'll put the prices at. Basically, 54, 46, will I say, in favor for Golden State. Probably 7-game series. I have our best player is Şengün. He is in a very tough matchup against Draymond. Their best players is in a very tough matchup against Damian Thompson. So this will be very defensive-minded series. Last time we played that kind of game, we won pretty easily. But yeah, Steph is not scoring 3 points again.
Yeah. All right. That'll bring us to the chat here and to the questions. If you have any bets for today or for tomorrow, for the weekend, send them in. We can react to them here. We've got 2 to go through right now. First of all, Turbaz asked about Zach Edey under 11.5 points here at minus 115. What do you think for Edey points?
Yeah, I don't like this. I actually prefer maybe the over at 10.5. The thing is, as I said, the minutes will be absolutely amazing. I know this looks like this is when he plays 26 plus minutes. He hit this over in, let's look at 11.5. He hit the over in 61%, averaging 13 points, even though matchups were not great. Golden State Warriors over against Miami, over against Lakers. So I would say the thing is, Dallas don't allow any threes. They will run you off from threes at every chance given. Ide scores 90% of his points from the paint, and in the regular season, Dallas allowed ton of points in the paint. Now it's different. They have 2 towers out there, but still, they will run away guys from 3-point line and push them into the paint because They have great rim protections there. That's the way to play modern NBA, and that's how I prefer NBA defense to be played. And Dallas is playing exactly how I would like teams to defend. But I think they will be okay with Zach Edey doing whatever he can inside. It won't be efficient, and they will love it. If they want to go to post up on Zach Edey every single possession, I would say Dallas is more than happy with it, especially if it's happening against Lively or AD. They will love it. So I think the usage should be there, and if they want him to score, I don't like the under.
Okay. Next question here. Same user. We have Scottie Pippen Jr. under 12.5 points. Minus 130.
Yeah, I think this is... I only seen 10.5 line. There are some 11s. Okay, definitely. I missed that one. But he played 34 minutes last game. If you look at his games where he played 24 plus minutes, it looks like he's hit the over in 29 out of 33. If you look at the games when he played 26 minutes, 24 out of 27. And then finally, if you look at the games with 28 plus minutes, and he played 34 against Golden State. He's over in 17 out of 18 games, averaging 15.3 points. And if you look at the games where he played good teams, let's say, then we exclude bottom 10 teams, still 70 points average. Top 15. Now it's a bit different, but not much. And top 10 teams still average 13 points. Also against the Golden State Warriors, he was 3 from 8. He scores for a guard. He scores 67% of his points from the paint. And that's where Dallas wants you to shoot. So usage could be good in this one. So definitely. Okay, I've seen a comment about definitely not going to play 30 minutes. And I kind of understand that because Dallas is huge, so maybe they need to get size. It's difficult to play him next to Ja Morant in this scenario. So I think maybe he gets 26 minutes tonight, 24. Now that I'm thinking, but even if he gets 26, I think this line is kind of okay.
All right. So
yeah,
perhaps okay look for Vince Williams in the end if you're going to go over. But Gobert here is our last one we have right now. Liam asked about Gobert over 11.5 points minus 115.
This is a very difficult matchup for also there is minus on FanDuel, it's minus 125 on 10.5. And I completely understand this coming from. He is being cooking lately. Gobert last, I don't know how many games. If you look at 28 plus minutes, he covered 10.5 in 83%. Let's look at the games against the Lakers. Covered this in all 3 games. But those games were in 2024. Lakers lately been not allowing a lot of points to the bigs. Saying this because just looking at some numbers, because they don't have big, so they collapse on the inside and they get stick to the roll mans and leave the threes open. So definitely not a huge fan of it, but he could get this by putbacks alone with his size, and he's in a great form. I heard him talk about it looking at the last 11 games, he averaging 18.5 points. Cooking teams, but those teams were all poor on defense. Not a single of these 11 teams is good on defense, especially not against the bigs. So he kind of put some crazy numbers. Look at this. Most of these teams are bottom 25 in defense. So,
All right. That will do it for the show today. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. In the end, it's 4 official picks on today's show. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you hit the like button, especially if you're tailing. Also, make sure you're subscribed to keep up to date with our playoff content. Next show we'll be back for is on Tuesday. Hopefully, everyone enjoys a very good long weekend. We'll be back on Tuesday covering some playoff games, but here is what we have for today. So it's 3 player props and 1 series bet. We've got, first of all, Miami at Atlanta, Bam at a buyout under 34.5 points, rebounds, and assists. We got that minus 118 on FanDuel. Then in the other play-in game tomorrow, Dallas at Memphis, we have PJ Washington over 15.5 points, minus 118 at FanDuel. Our last player prop bet is on Karl Anthony Towns in Game 1 for the Knicks against the Pistons, over 25.5 points plus assists at minus 105. What was also fine there, I put a little typo here. Same bet at minus 110 is also fine to play at 25.5 minus 110 for points and assists. But if you can't get that, over 2.5 assists, minus 120, over 22.5 points, minus 115, over 36.5 PRA at minus 120, also fine for that one. Last play was the series bet, over 5.5 total games in the Pistons and Knicks series at minus 130. Basically, kind of fading the Knicks playing this one here, thinking the Pistons will make this series a lot more competitive. But again, that's it for the show today. Thanks so much again for tuning in to Pick and Roll, presented by FanDuel. We will see you again next time.